Hi, my name is Reza Isfahani, master's student in Environmental Soil Science, University of Helsinki. There are different soil-related environmental projects going on in our department. I can briefly tell you about my master thesis. I think it's better if I first talk about my thesis project in general, give you some background ideas. Then I'll talk about the analysis that I did in the lab. My project is about new methods for treatment of industrial wastewaters. Title of my thesis is Purification of Industrial Wastewater by Means of Geomaterials. In this project we worked on wastewater of a metal mine. The mine is called Talvivaara. It is in Finland and is famous for production of mainly nickel, zinc, of course other metals are produced as well. Generally speaking, wastewaters of metal mines are usually acidic and they contain amounts of heavy metals. I guess it's not necessary to explain that wastewaters finally end up in either water or soil. No matter in which first, they can find their way to the other one. Traditionally, in wastewater treatment, soluble metals are precipitated through elevation of pH. You add a base, pH increases, and dissolved metals precipitate. Different ions are precipitated in different pH values. For example, ferric hydroxide precipitates between pH 2 to 4, while ferrous hydroxide precipitates in pH between 7 to 9. This increase in pH occurs by means of manufactured chemicals, which is not environmentally and economically sound. Production lines are established in factories to make these chemicals. They have their own waste, byproducts, and environmental effects. Therefore, it will be beneficial to have some alternative methods for effluent treatment. If we can use something else instead of synthetic chemicals, we can get rid of this production line and the wastes. On the other hand, there are some solid byproducts or even wastes made in industry which are anyway produced. Some of these byproducts are geomaterials that are proven to be efficient sorbents or liming agents. They may remove the dissolved dangerous elements from solution through sorption and precipitation reactions. In past couple of decades, scientists have been working on use of industrial byproducts or geomaterials to treat wastewater with. Now let's review our materials. The wastewater we studied comes from Talvivaara mine, Sotkamo, Finland, with pH of around 3, very condensed and cloudy, with lots of suspended particles, including heavy metals and sulfur. Then we had 3 geomaterials, all byproducts of Finnish industries. Steel slag was produced in Ruukki Corporation, Raahe, Finland. It contains high percentages of lime, iron, silica, and magnesium oxide. Steel slag has proven to be an efficient liming agent. Apatite mine tailings come from carbonatate complex Siilinjärvi, Finland. Tailings consist of phlogopite, carbonate minerals, and apatite. So far, tailings are proven to be efficient sorbent for lead and phosphorus. Software PR is a byproduct of Saften Pigment Company, Pori, Finland. The company produces titan oxide as the main product. Major components of software PR are gypsum, ferric hydroxide, and magnesium sulfate. Its use as sorbent for phosphorus in runoff water has been studied. Each solid separately was added to the cups of wastewater, stirred and incubated while on shaker. After incubation, samples were titrated to pH 7 by automatic titrator. Automatic titrator measures pH and adds base to the solution till reaching the pH endpoint. It also records all the data by which later we can draw the pH curves. After titration, samples were filtered, diluted, and then concentration of some metals was measured by ICP-OES, inductively coupled plasma optical emission spectrometer. This part is the inductively coupled plasma where nebulizer and torch exist. This is where the optical emission spectrometer is. This one is the sampler. Now we can go to the lab and take a look at ICP-OES. Before that, I want to show the references I used in making this presentation. This is the ICP lab. Here is the computer where we have the data saved. These are the elements that are being measured at the moment. As you can see, different wavelengths for elements. For example, 3 wavelengths for aluminium on the top left. And these depend on the project and research plan. Here, this is the main ICP-OES part of the device. Here we have the sampler. As you can see, samples are in test tubes. They're extracted and filtered, and there is a pump in the sampler which takes the sample through this pump to the nebulizer. And yeah, here it is, the nebulizer and the torch, which we cannot see actually. Here are the volumetric flasks in which we diluted our samples, and these are our standards and rest of the samples. At this stage, lab work is over. The results are partly analyzed and I'm working on discussion chapter. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it was helpful.